Haven't I halted, do you know, whenever I first at any point took prescription? While I was the visit, I was tranquilized out I was on narcotics 2 days after I got off of narcotics. And I was dependent on sedatives. Definitely how about we have a discussion, yet you won't send Harley past your neck puff. I realize Kanye don't come from a terrible spot, right? And here's it. And when he discussed the medications, the psychological medications, I had an episode of that. The dubious hospitalization of Jamie Foxx has overwhelmed the web. Yet it appears as though Kanye West fears none as he has of late uncovered it was. In all honesty, his fitness coach Harley Pasternak, who has been stacking him with substances for quite a while, he even uncovered that Jamie Foxx's health-related crisis was only a phase show, and he has truly been wrongly cured by somebody who endeavored to do likewise to him. Yet don't stress as we have all the quick and dirty insights regarding that somebody so moving along. We should get into it. Harley has been the fitness coach of numerous VIPs, including Kanye West woman, Crazy Rihanna Hall Berry, Katy Perry, Alicia Keys, and a lot more yet. Kanye West, as of late, blamed Harley for curing him, so he could make him a mannequin and inspire him to carry on like a polite superstar. Tanya further uncovered him for mind controlling a few different big names, without them knowing whether all of you recollect in 2016. Kanye West was powerfully hospitalized for supposed lack of sleep and depletion. He was taken to the UCLA clinical community for mental assessment, yet the thing was truly upsetting was that around then he was at his fitness coach, Harley the Sturks home subsequent to getting a government assistance check. Bring in the early evening, policing the area kept an eye on West. At the hour of the discussion, West was remaining at his fitness coach's home and acting sporadically. In November 2022, Kanye sent a blast of tweets, including one blaming his previous fitness coach for abusing him and sedating him, which sent him to the UCLA Clinical Center. Fans began hypothesizing that something was off base and Harley should be behind Kanye's psychological circumstance, to which one of the fans remarked Harley in this tweet, "Is Harley the Sternick?" This is a similar VIP broker who detailed Kanye in 2016 and wound up with him bound in a rescue vehicle. He's not only a typical coach, he worked for Canada's branch of Public Safeguard, spent significant time in drug research. He handles numerous VIP cases, despite the fact that it seems Kanye's preparation has fizzled for reasons unknown. In the flood of tweets he sent, Kanye got going with him, broadcasting that he would talk no one for a month. A jotted message in the image said he was setting out on a 30-day detox, which incorporated a verbal quick, "There will be no beverage, Lord, no express movies, and no intercourse," yet verbal quick then again didn't keep going long. Following that, the rapper tweeted, "You can't be hostile to Semite when you realize you were semi," alongside a screen capture of a Shade Room post about Kanye already sharing a book of scriptures. Post, mind you, that Harley Pasternak is truly Jewish. That the development of these tweets was something seriously stunning. Honey then posted an instant message he purportedly got from his previous fitness coach, Harley Pasternak, in which Pasternak took steps to have the rapper regulated again. The instant message was from Harley to Kanye, in which he was giving Kanye two choices. First choice was to plump down and have an overall quite open discussion with him, and have a caring open discussion, yet she don't utilize cuss words. And all that is examined is situated as a matter of fact, and not some insane stuff that moronic companion of yours told you or you found in a tweet. Yet the following choice left fans sickened. He took steps to send Kanye back to a clinical camp and make him a residing zombie, where they cure big names to a point they are absent any trace of their feelings. They modify their psychological state and make them their mannequins. Not just that. This was Harley's meaning of a respectful VIP pawnee. Subtitled the tweet, with which ought to be clear, is that I was raised to represent my reality, no matter what the results. Honey added, so I will say this again. I was intellectually misdiagnosed and almost medicated completely crazy to make me a sensible, polite VIP. He then, at that point, went on in his spread that he was even taking steps to have his kids removed by tweeting, "I was come clean with that on the off chance that I uncover of the awful strategic approaches. Everything will be taken from me, including my dark kids." Wes further guaranteed that Harley knew about his evident Jewish beginning, which the Jewish broker later denied. This shows Harley confessing to knowing the reality of our starting point, however, at that point later excusing current realities. Inside a similar message chain, mind you, this is the way a Hollywood coach addresses an undeniably more persuasive dark VIP. When we escape line, Kanye wrote in the subtitle, fans were left frightened for Kanye when they saw these tweets. Large numbers of them showed up to openly endorse Mr. West. One of the fans remarked, "This is truly unnerving. Who is this buddy that has this sort of control to converse with somebody like this? Particularly somebody like ye. This actually should be investigated." After these dangerous comments by Kanye, Harley proceeded to cut all binds with West, blaming him for being not intellectually well. He told Newsweek, "I think Kanye has a past filled with emotional wellness issues, and apparently he's presumably going through an episode at the present time, assuming that individuals keep on giving him a stage to talk about derisive anti-Semitic manner of speaking." So I praise Facebook and Twitter, yet nobody is obscure to the barbarities of the Hollywood business. Many have proactively emerged and uncovered the dim stories behind it, including Dave Chappelle, Mariah Carey, and even Jamie Foxx. Kanye once made a stunning disclosure about how famous people are marked as insane consistently. This is on the grounds that the elites change around their drug and make them go crazy. The elites behind the business attempt to cure and get big names dependent on drugs, so they have some control over them. They might have recently changed to prescription, and on the news they would have said it was on the grounds that, well, it isn't. Whenever Kanye first approached with his allegations about the business, he once uncovered that Hollywood elites are continuously paying special attention to courses through which they have some control over you and damage you. Feels like it very well. Maybe a ton of that to control damage they need to adapt and damage Key West. Likewise referenced in one of the digital recordings how he was misdiagnosed and was fit to be placed on medication. He said that they were excessively embarrassed to illuminate him how much lithium was in it, to the point he expressed that he had no real option except to deny the remedy, or he wouldn't be here yet. It didn't mean I was depleted. They wrongly analyzed me. And when I asked them how much lithium did you need to put me on precisely, it took them 4 days to answer, since they were humiliated, not just Katie, who has been talking about medicine and fixation. After Jamie was hospitalized for what was accounted for as a health-related crisis, many were estimating whether it was arranged or genuine. A few sources guaranteed that he suffered a heart attack, and his condition was intense, yet many didn't completely accept that it. One of the YouTuber approached and said something saying Jamie was not hospitalized for any regular ailment, but rather was really doped. "I truly had an ailment. It's called dope." Jamie Foxx once made sense of how he got dependent on drugs and got scarred for life. While talking about this difficult time in his life, he referenced Kanye and said that he comprehends that Kanye is essentially dead on for that, as he went through it himself. He said that he comprehends how hard it is, an awful spot, right, and his. And when he discussed the medications, the psychological medication, I've had an episode of that in one of the distributed meetings when he was gotten some information about his substance misuse. He made sense of how hard it was for him to reside like that. He said, "How could it cause me to want to reside in your most dreaded fears?" This bad dream followed him both inside and outside the emergency clinic. He started to see things from an alternate perspective and got more tense. You're apprehensive about the dim, terrified of things you see on the TV. You feel that things are coming at you. I felt jumpy, and suspicion is wildness. It's bad. James battled to manage his extreme compulsion and the subsequent medical issues. He might have thought he planned to bite the dust on the off chance that his companion hadn't meddled. James reviews, "My companion remained at the medical clinic with me. Then he returned me to the quarters and I feared the dim. And he would converse with me consistently and calm me down and say stuff like you're okay. The evil presences aren't genuine. He saved my life. Jamie's huge unfavorable impacts from broad substance use endured for a little while after the event. He dreaded he had unavoidably hurt himself and could always be unable to recuperate from this misfortune. He talked about that troublesome period in his life. It seemed like my feelings of dread were all approaching valid, and I was going off the deep end he shared. I set out to find out about PCP. After it happened, it avoids a fingerprinting. You can't get it with regards to your framework. What occurred with Jamie Foxx sure left the fans in despondency. Many are petitioning God for his initial return in industry. Yet it totally appears as though he is being hushed after he opposed the elites. Whether it's Kanye or Jamie, we want to believe that they keep on releasing the dim bits of insight behind the shut entryways. That is all there is to it for now, people. Until next time, farewell.